Hello. For my discussion, I chose to talk about what happens in the phonatory system when a person is whispering. Whispering might seem super simple, but it actually requires a lot of careful control in the larynx and the vocal folds that produce sound without vibration. Whenever we whisper, the vocal folds are brought close together but not tightly enough that they vibrate. The posterior portion of the glottis, the part between the arytenoid cartilages, remains slightly open, forming a small triangular gap known as the whispering triangle. Air passes turbulently through this gap, which creates the soft, breathy noise we hear as we whisper. Unlike normal speaking, there's no periodic vibration of the vocal folds. Instead, the sound comes from the friction of the air moving through that narrow space. Whispering uses low to moderate pressure, so the folds are close enough to resist some airflow, but not so tightly adducted that they vibrate. The lateral criconoid muscle provides gentle medial compression, while the internoid muscles are less active to keep the posterior glottis open. This balance allows controlled airflow and keeps the whisper soft but audible. The glottal size and configuration are very specific when whispering. The front part of the glottis is narrow and almost closed, but the back part remains slightly open in the triangular shape. Because the folds never fully close, air continuously flows through, and the respiratory system works a little bit harder to maintain a steady airstream. The stiffness of the vocal folds is moderate during whispering. So there's enough tension that controls airflow, but not so much that the vocal folds start vibrating. The criconoid and the thyroid muscles adjust the stiffness depending on how tight or relaxed the whisper is. If you whisper more forcefully, those muscles engage a bit more to be able to stabilize the folds. Finally, the effective mass of the vocal folds is very low, almost zero, because the folds aren't vibrating. Only tiny parts of the vocal fold edges may move slightly from the passing air, which can change the tone or the intensity of the whisper. Thank you.